we have got medicine for cholesterol. So I will use Ayurveda. Okay.
Okay, there.
तो आज मैंने ज्यादा रीडिंग नहीं करी है, but we must do the class, otherwise I will again. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Chalo, we can start with our prayer. Okay. Yes, exactly on time. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shruti Smriti Purana Nam Alayam Karunalayam
Karunalayam
Namami Bhagavad
Bhagavad-padam
Shankaram.
Shankaram. Iska, Zoom has got one setting where we both will be able to do together. But I think I have to put that setting before I start. I
So
don't
it's
think
okay. We'll repeat after you.
एक minute, let me see. Personalized audio, original sound for musicians. हाँ, वो है नहीं, ठीक है. Okay. शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे
Vande
पुनः पुनः. Okay. सदाशिवसमारम्भां
Shankaracharya-madhyamam
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्.
Guru-paramparam
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
Guru-atmeti
भेदविभागिने भगवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये.
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Okay. Now we'll go to ये भगवान Shri Harim Paramanandam
Shri Harim Paramanandam
Upadeshtaramishwaram
Upadesharam Ishwaram
Vyapakam Sarvalokanam
Vyapakam Sarvalokanam
Karanam Tam Namamyaham.
Karanam Tam Namamyaham.
अभी हम 13 पे जाएंगे, तो बहुत आगे चला गया. ओके. वाओ. ओके. 17 13. नाहं भूतगणो देहः
Naham Bhutagano Deha
नाहं चाक्षगणस्तथा
Naham Chakshagaнаstatha
एतद्विलक्षणः कश्चित्
Etad Vilakshana Kaschid
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः
Vichara Soyamidrisha
अज्ञानप्रभवं सर्वं
Ajnana Prabhavam Sarvam
ज्ञानेन प्रविलीयते.
Jnanena Praviliyate
संकल्पो विविधः कर्ता
Sankalpo Vividha Karta
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः.
Vichara Soyamidrisha.
Yes. So I think we had done number 13, right? We have to do number 14. Or we have done 14 also?
No, no, no.
Yeah, we have to do 14. So 13 we were looking at. We have started with Naham Bhuta Gano Dehaha. So Bhuta Gana is the elements. I am not the body. 1 minute, let me come back here. Okay, so that is on page 140 of your book, verse 13. Yeah, so here we are being told that Bhuta Ganaha, I am not this Naham iti, I am not this body made out of the elements iti. And then I was told also I am not the sense organs. So here the Atma Anatma Viveka has started. that who am I Viveka has started. I am not this, I am not this, wo shuru ho gayi hai neti neti. Okay, I am not this body which is made of the elements. I am not the sense organs either. Iti. In fact, who am I? I am something different from this. Here he has not come and told us that I am different from the mind. Abhi tak wo shuru nahi ho gaya. So
Mhm.
the first thing which Swamiji said, which is the most important thing here, is very, very important in our Vedanta study. The subject cannot be the object. Hmm?
Yes.
That is the most important principle underlying this whole thing. Subject cannot be the object. I am the seer, the drashta. I can never be the drishya iti. Okay. Then, that is what immediately it is pointed out. See, body is drishya. Body is something which is the object, which is something you know. Therefore, I am not that. Okay. Similarly, I am not the senses, because senses are also object, something which we know. So I am not the senses either. In fact, etad vilakshana sak. Okay, kaschita. I am altogether different from the body. Hmm. So this is that kind of vichara which is to be done. Now, Swamiji says here very beautifully, the problem is always centered upon I. Where does the suffering come from? We feel terrible about ourselves because it is to be, when we lump anything with I, then we be very miserable. For example, if I say I am fat, then that fatness is not a problem. I am is
I is
also not a problem. But I am fat. When I say, then that becomes a problem. I am old. When I say, then I start feeling bad about myself. I am old, I'm going to die, this and that, whatever. I'm sick, iti. So that is where the suffering comes when we are doing. That's the important point here, that why do we suffer? Where is the suffering coming from? Suffering is coming from the lumping. And where is the lumping coming from? It is coming from ajnana. Only from lack of knowledge, iti. So here Swamiji says on 142, second paragraph, body becomes a problem only when I call the body as I. That the body is fat is not the problem. The problem is that I am fat. So all the problems are centered around I. Hmm? Okay, then we don't need to look at this vichara as a contribution. So vichara in the page 144 is primarily negating what I am not. Neti, na iti, na iti. That is where the whole Vedanta Vichara starts. I am not this, the Atma Anatma Viveka. Hmm? This Vichara is more of a negation of what I am not. Why is this so? I am not. Supposing I say I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, I am not this, फिर क्या होगा? Then what is already there. In what is which is already there, I have imagined all kinds of things over there. So I have to now say no, 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 ye main nahi hu, ye nahi hu. And then whatever is there is already there. It is standing, is not something new you're going to bring. What is there is already there. Yeah. So nothing new is going to come here. Okay. Because Swamiji says over here this very beautiful thing. The I in page 144, second para, the I is self-existing and self-revealing, and therefore it is always experienced. There is no experience of yours possible in which you are not there. The I am will be there in every experience that you have. Even in the experience of sleep, you are there. In the experience of dream, you are there. In all the experiences of waking, the I am is there. Eh? But it is not that I have to know some I that is unknown to me, but rather the known self has to be known correctly. This is Vedanta's full cry all the time. Okay. And then he says, then comes the whole topic of adhyasa has started. A problem exists only when a thing is wrongly known. Very nicely he says, no? Unknown thing is not a problem. but a known thing which is wrongly known can become a problem, iti. And then this topic of adhyasa, where we take the normal example of the rope
नहीं
being
control
taken for a snake.
rope.
Swamiji has actually dealt with this very beautifully. If you see on page 145, so when the person is seeing this now is saying this is a snake. So Swamiji says, when I say this is a snake, the awareness or experience of the rope is already revealed. Yeah.
Just 1 second,
I'm
Swamini ji.
seeing that she
वो
wants.
medicines आई हैं, is just paying.
And also see if the medicines are correct.
हाँ, yes. Do?
हैं, ये 25 हैं, 280 ये भी ले ये 2.5
तो उसने तो कहा नहीं मिल रही 5 वाली, 2.5 ही मिल रही. ये तो उसने कहा. Yes.
Yeah. So these are all very beautiful section where Swamiji has taken very beautifully this portion of the rope snake. So he has pointed out, when I say this is a snake, I'm already saying this is, when you said this is, it is already the rope is revealed, in the sense that it is the rope which is there because of which you're able to say this is a snake. The already existing rope is revealed by just that saying this is. But what this is wrongly known. And therefore, what is wrongly known, that part has to be negated. Iti. She says in the second paragraph, even though this part belongs to the rope, that fact is not recognized. What is needed, therefore, is to see the rope as the rope and to understand first that this is not a snake.
शुक्रिया.
Who is that lady?
Meera.
Oh, Meera only. Okay.
हाँ.
So Swamiji says again, similarly, like in the case of the rope snake, where we said this is a snake, where the this is part belongs to the rope. Yeah. And of course, the snake is merely projected. Iti. Similarly, it is the wrongly known I that has to be known correctly. This portion should become very, very clear. I am, I will say I am, and I put something there. I am body. I am mind. I am thoughts. I am emotion. I am memory. I am ego. Iti. So many things we are going to put over there. So all those things which we think are I, iti, okay, that is all superimposition, and that needs to be taken care of. How? Purely by understanding. By this process of Atma Anatma Viveka, how? By understanding the characteristics of Anatma, understanding the characteristics of Atma, and therefore being able to see clearly कि दोनों में difference है. ठीक है? I am, and then we have added so many things. Now in the I am part of the thing, the I am, Shastra is pointing out, is self-revealing consciousness. And uske saath, the self-revealing consciousness is not changing at all. It is changeless. और उसके साथ हम लोग ने क्या किया? We have lumped together with it all that is changing. Body, mind. Therefore, Shastra is making such a big statement that there is error here. Eh? We know ourselves to be body, mind, and we think that's perfectly fine. But Shastra says this is an error because the eyes is completely different and the body is completely different by its nature. Iti. So actually you have made an error over here. And that error is called here as adhyasa, superimposition. You have superimposed what is not there in I upon I. I is unchanging. जो आई में है नहीं, जो चेंज बिकॉज इट डजंट चेंज एट ऑल, उसमें आपने सुपर इम्पोज करके रखा है बॉडी. What is the nature of that superimposition? We'll be seeing in the next verse. Eh? So, all this is very important, and even if you read it 10 times, you will find something new happening in your mind. Eh? So, this page, 144, 145, you can go over very, very again and again and again. It's very, very important portion. Not only that when we are doing class, you go over it
Otherwise,
even otherwise when you're sitting with yourself. Okay. So adhyasa happens only in the very peculiar situation we described, namely when there is light enough to experience the rope, but not enough to recognize it as a rope. Similarly, it happens with us, that we know that I am, the general knowledge that I am, we know very well. But the particular knowledge that I am unchanging, that I am all pervading. Can you imagine? This is what Shastra is saying, that I am all pervading. Iti. That I am infinite in nature. Iti. Those things I do not know. Iti. Huh? So that is the thing. We do not know this part. And so, because not knowing the specific nature of that I, this superimposition is taking place. Iti. Then he says there is, for a wise person who knows the I correctly, it is like broad daylight. And thus there is no problem for the person who is wise. Okay. Then Swamiji goes to say the twofold power of ignorance. Okay, avaranam and vikshepa. Okay. Yeah, all this is so important, no? Even if we spend our whole class doing it again, it doesn't matter, eh? Because it's so important. Vedanta says that ignorance has got two powers, avarana and vikshepa. Avarana is what? When something is covered. What is covered? The true nature of what it is covered. Ajnanam has got these two powers. It covers, so it covers what? The I am. There is a avaranam over the I am. That I am Brahman, there is an avaranam. Over the I am, there is no avaranam. I am is shining there brightly. But that I am Brahman, there is an avaranam there. Okay? Because that avaranam is there, then another power comes in called vikshepa. And what does this vikshepa cause you to do? It causes you to project something in the place where it is not there, you will put something there. So in the I am, there is no body. In the I am, there is no mind. But in that I am place, we went and put the body and the mind. So we have the Vikshepa Shakti. So Samanya Jnanam that I am is there, but Vishesha Jnanam that I am Brahman is not there. And because of that, this kind of superimposition has taken place. And Swamiji gives an example of Vishesha Jnanam, Samanya Jnanam, where I am holding a flower in my hand, and if you say this is a flower, if there is a pot in my hand, you say this is a pot. Oh, this is very interesting. And if there is a chain, you say this is a chain. In all these perceptions, that this is part is common and applies to all the objects, whether it is flower or it is clock or it is pot. Whatever the object is, that this is part is the same. Whereas flower, clock or pot apply only to particular objects. The idea of this is samanya, common. that which is common to all objects perceptible to me, whether it is flower or clock or pot. Every knowledge has got this samanya and vishesha aspect. Okay. The projection or error can take place only in the peculiar situation where universal knowledge, the samanya jnanam, is there, but the particular jnanam is not there. That we know already. Okay. Mm. So he says, when we are fast asleep, we do not know ourselves in general. I don't know myself in general or in particular. I'm not aware of myself at all. Nothing is known. So there is no samanya jnanam nor is there vishesha jnanam. Because samanya jnanam is not there, vishesha jnanam is not there, there is no problem. अच्छी तरह से हम सो जाते हैं. But actually we are there. Huh? We don't know, that's all. The wise person, on the other hand, knows I am Brahman. So he knows I am and he knows Brahman also. He has both samanya jnanam and vishesha jnanam. Atma is known in general and in particular, so there is also no problem. Both these persons are okay. The person who doesn't know anything, who is fast asleep, who has no samanya jnanam, no vishesha jnanam, that person is okay. The Brahma Jnani is also fine because he has Samanya Jnanam and Vishesha Jnanam, which is correct. Okay. But everybody in between, however, the I am is always known, which is a problem because the ignorance of this I, the avaranam of this I, veils the particular aspect of I, which is Brahman. Okay, so we got that. Okay, then he gives this beautiful example of the crystal, how the crystal is there and you put a piece of cloth there, how this superimposition takes place. And the crystal, which is actually completely transparent, appears to be colored when a colored cloth is put in front of it. Iti. So too this self, the I, is completely free of any attributes whatsoever. But still, because this, when the body happens to be close, and therefore it picks up the, doesn't matter, if the body is beautiful and you say I am beautiful, there is no problem. But if the body is very fat and people are not accepting you,
Yeah.
no, people are saying she is fat, she is ugly, she is dark, she is whatever their
Yeah.
prejudices are, when they say like that, then you feel hurt, iti. Yeah. So the coloring of the crystal is not a problem really. That the crystal looks orange is not a problem.
Mm-mm.
But when you believe that the crystal has orange in it, that is the problem. Crystal looking orange is not a problem. But believing the crystal has got orange in it actually. So, that I am believing that I am actually fat, I am actually old, I'm actually ugly, I'm actually whatever, mental issues may be there. That is the problem. So Swamiji says in the last paragraph on 147, I am has no attributes at all. Atma is like a crystal, colorless, transparent, ever pure, attributeless. Wow, look at that. Nirgunam. Eh? The body-mind complex and its attributes are like the cloth behind the crystal. So these gross and subtle bodies act like attributes. Okay, and all the problems of the gross and subtle bodies we are superimposing upon Atma iti. As I said, all the nice things about the, gross and subtle bodies we superimpose upon Atma, we actually feel pretty good. The ego is there and ego feels very good. Ego says, ha ha ha, what a person I am. Wow, itna acha hai. I look so beautiful. Eh? I am like this, I am like that. So the
Yes.
nice things about body and mind, which we superimpose, we feel damn good about because there's an ego there. But the things which are not okay, and that will also get superimposed. If we are superimposing what is nice, we will also superimpose what is not nice. and then that becomes a big problem. I wonder for Trump if that problem is there. Some people are there, no, who can ignore everything about themselves which are not nice. So they have no problem at all. Everybody else has the problem. Anyway, so this fatness of the body, etc., which we are imposing upon, they belong to the body, and
Body.
that body becomes upadhi. Hmm? So cloth becomes the upadhi of the crystal. Okay. Upadhi means, you know what is upadhi? Upadhi is that which is appearing to give its properties to something which doesn't have those properties. Yeah, then that will be called a upadhi. So in the crystal, the cloth becomes the upadhi, and in the case of I, the body and mind becomes the upadhi. Okay. So they did not actually impose attributes upon the self, they only create an appearance. Okay. This is a very tough knowledge, no, Vedanta? Not easy in real terms when we sit with it. The problem is superimposition on I. Okay. Okay, then that is all okay. So now we'll come to our next portion. Ajnana prabhavam sarvam.
Ajnana prabhavam
151.
sarvam
Sankalpo vivida. No, jnanena
jnane
praviliyate.
jnanena praviliyate
Sankalpo vividak karta.
sankalpo vividha karta
Vicharassoyamidrishaha.
vichara soyamidrisha.
So, Sarvam, the universe, okay? What is it? Ajnanam Prabhavam. It is born out of ignorance, okay? Ajnanam Prabhavam. And what does it do? Jnanena Praviliyate. It disappears
By
by
knowledge.
knowledge. This looks crazy, no? The universe disappears by knowledge, okay? Sankalpo Vividak Karta, and the collective desires of everybody. And how, why these desires are there? They're caused by ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the self being Purna. Iti. Okay. What are they? They are the creator. Creator of what? Creator of the universe. This should be the manner of the inquiry. This kind of vichara we can do. Iti. So here, Swamiji starts with the material cause of the universe is ignorance. Big. What is the material cause of the universe? Vedanta says, Ajnanam Prabhavam Sarvam. Ignorance is the material cause. Someday science may arrive at this, but Vedanta has already solved the riddle of the material cause of the universe. It is ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the self. Because we said that the universe is a projection. We saw this at the very beginning of the text in the opening prayer. If consciousness is the karana, the material and efficient cause, it cannot be an ideal material cause because the material cause has to undergo some transformation, just as clay must transform to become a pot. If consciousness is a material cause, one would expect that consciousness will undergo transformation to become this universe. But consciousness is changeless, and so it cannot undergo transformation. If consciousness is the fundamental substance, it means that from consciousness, which is actually in reality changeless, the whole universe has emerged. But how can that be? That's why they say this is possible only if the creation is a projection.
Project.
Okay? It is mithya. A projection is always born out of ignorance. Swamiji has really gone for the kill, eh? Where, let us return to the rope snake example and ask, what is the material cause of the snake? What is the snake made of? And he very beautifully gives, here, it is made of ignorance of the rope, not the rope, but ignorance of rope. It is made of rope ignorance because the snake has no substance in reality. It is purely a projection that took place due to ignorance of the specific aspect of the rope. Ignorance of the specific aspect, namely that what is a rope, is the cause for the projection of the snake. If the snake were real, the cause would also have to be real. But the snake is not real. There is no snake actually. It is a projection. And the projection is always a result of ignorance. So just as the rope snake is born of rope ignorance, so also the universe is born of the ignorance of the self, ignorance of Brahman iti. Any questions?
आज होल डे वी वर डूइंग सिटिंग आउटसाइड. ये क्या पूछ रहे थे आप मेरे से? यूनिवर्स, ये स्पेस में
स्पेस मेडिटेशन बहुत अच्छी होती है.
बताओ क्या पूछ रहे थे?
मैं से पूछ रहा था कि लोगों को सबको पता है कि जाना तो है ही है. हाँ. पर जब कोई जाता है तो हम रोते भी हैं.
हाँ, वो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं.
हम उसके घर भी जाते हैं. अगर बॉम्बे हो तो बॉम्बे भी जाते हैं. अमेरिका हो तो अमेरिका भी जाते हैं. जबकि पता है कि वो चला गया. उसकी फोटो हमारे पास है, सब कुछ है हमारे पास, हमारी उसकी मेमोरी है. हाँ. पर फिर भी हम उसको लास्ट टाइम देखना चाहते हैं.
हाँ, क्यों नहीं?
क्यों देखना चाहते हैं?
बट व्हाई नॉट? मैं तो आपको दूसरी क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी, व्हाई नॉट?
ये दिमाग का फतूर चलता रहता है.
नहीं, आप ये तो बात की बात है.
एक्चुअली क्या होता है ना, हम लोग सबका मान्यता भी है ना, एक मान्यता है कि जो चले गए हैं वो भले वो फिजिकली इधर है नहीं, पर उनकी जो भी है सटल बॉडी इधर उधर घूम रहा है और उसको सब पता है कि कौन आया कौन नहीं आया, कौन रोया कौन नहीं रोया, कौन क्या बोला क्या कौन नहीं बोला इति. तो इसलिए शायद वो मान्यता एकदम डीप अंदर का ही होगा और हम लोग को लगता है कि हमें जाना चाहिए और हमारी लास्ट रिस्पेक्ट्स देनी चाहिए. These are all, it's okay. It is at a vyavaharic level and it's okay to follow it also. Nothing wrong with it. नहीं फॉलो करना है तो नहीं करो, ज्ञानी बनो, बैठो, नो प्रॉब्लम.
ज्ञानी बनना नहीं है.
Either way it is okay. ज्ञानी बने और तो भी आपने फॉलो किया तो भी क्या है, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter either way, really.
सिर्फ
if you follow it also. Exactly. नहीं, it is, you follow it also, it is okay. If you don't follow it also, it is okay. I'll tell you, जो स्वामी जी चले गए, पूज्य स्वामी जी जो हम लोग के गुरु थे, हैं, वो चले गए. तो जो स्वामी जी पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ से आए, उनके भू समाधि में सब लोग उपस्थित हो गए ना. So it is maybe convention, it is also okay to have those feelings. Your having those feelings doesn't affect Atma at all. Hello, this is very interesting. आपके अंदर ऐसी भावनाएं हो, वो भावनाएं आत्मा को छूती नहीं है. आपकी आत्मा न it is going to get stained by your bhavana. Even if you have bhavana, Atma is clear crystal. No problem. You have as much bhavana as you want. If you don't have bhavana also, Atma is not bothered, one way or the other.
ये मन है, मन मन मन
मन
कहता
है,
है,
मन के
हाँ,
लिए है और वो ठीक है. It is okay. At its own level, it is okay. है तो भी ठीक है, नहीं है तो भी ठीक है. We cannot use that as a measurement of, one's jnanam, etc. It's better not to do that. वो
नहीं, the
लेके अपने आप
thoughtful.
को वो लेके अपने आप को टटोलना नहीं कि मैं ज्ञानी हूं, मैं ज्ञानी नहीं हूं. You be firm in your knowledge that Atma is free. बस मन में जो भी भावना आए या ना आए, मन रो रहा है, बहुत रो रहा है, प्रिय वस्तु चला गया, गाड़ी की एक्सीडेंट हो गई, रो रहा है, खूब रो रहा है. इट्स ओके, क्राई.
but rona itself is not okay.
It is okay. Rona is belonging to the mind, not to Atma. See, this is the thing. When I went to, all this is being recorded, unfortunately.
Oh.
When I went to Swami, I wanted to say something personal, no? When I went to meet Swami Paramathananji, at the time that I was in my cancer diagnosis. And so I was a little shaken up, no doubt. And so I was telling him that. And this is exactly what he told me. He said, no, it's okay. You are feeling that is okay. It belongs to your mind. It's not there in you. With such firmness, he told me, at that time because I was very clouded. My buddhi was all clouded at that time. I was wondering, what is he saying, And now it's so clear to me what he's saying. Hey, this is the crystal is looking colored. Don't think that the crystal is colored. Crystal is looking colored, but doesn't mean that the crystal is colored. So no matter what is, what emotion is gracing the mind, that is by Ishvara's order, some psychological order is there. So it doesn't matter. I think this was and at that time I was rattled, when he told me this. And the next time I went to him also, he told me again. Repeatedly, he was consistent in this. He said, you are a very senior student of Vedanta. I won't tell this to everybody, but I'm telling you now. See what you can. I said, at that time I would say, Swamiji, I can't understand. Yeah,
No,
mind
but
was clouded.
when Paramatmananji got his knees operated, he wrote, I read it, he wrote that I was terribly in pain at that time.
The pain, no, but that doesn't mean he thinks Atma is in pain.
No, that is what he clarified later. Yes.
See, that clear Atma and Atma Viveka is what he pointed out to me at that time, And at that time, it was very difficult for me to, while I could intellectually get it, I could not emotionally get it. So it is okay, sometimes our minds are clear, sometimes they are not clear. But one good thing to understand is we are crystal clear, no matter what the ego is.
No, crystal clear, no red cloth or the orange cloth.
No red, no orange, no pink, no blue, no green. Crystal clear always. So at the ego level, maybe something will be there, that's all ego. Because the ego means the one who is associating with it and saying this is mine. Yeah. So it's a very this topic of adhyasa is a very important topic. This is the only thing which will frees us, completely. And the beauty is in Upadesha Sahasi, we are getting danda every day on the head.
ये वो डंडा मार भी रहा है, हमें समझ नहीं आती.
You can meditate on space. Just don't bother about thinking too much logic. You meditate on the nature of space for a few days. Space is all pervasive. We have no problem. We can understand that space is all pervading. Right? Space is in and through everything. In fact, everything is in space.
This is what we
यही हम बात कर रहे थे.
हाँ.
A glass is there. Glass is there in the tub of water.
हाँ.
Glass is in water or water is there glass.
So here you understand afterwards that you are in space, not that the space is in you. It depends on your standpoint.
That is right.
Okay, which is your standpoint, I think. So meditate on the nature of space being all pervading and how it is in and through everything, how everything is in it, and yet space is unaffected by whatever it is accommodating. Just
यही बात हो रही थी. यही बात हो रही थी कि space is unlimited, space is no limitation, no
space wise,
no
time
boundary,
wise,
no time wise, boundary wise, time wise, boundary wise कुछ नहीं है. तो फिर भी space is not affected by world.
And space is not affected by anything in which it accommodates. So just become clear on that example of space, and similarly light also. You know, light we can use for the example of illumining. So both space and light should be used. Light illumines everything.
बिल्कुल.
And it illumines everything but not affected by what it is illumining. Atma is like this. That is the nature of Atma.
आत्मा मैं बन जाती है ना, ईगो बन जाती है.
That ego, वही तो उसी में से हम negate कर. That's why one very beautiful thing, in Upadesha Sastra, it was said that first do negation. After that, you look at what is the nature of the self. Without negating, if you try to do the nature of the self, you will fall into trouble. So the first job is to negate. How, on what basis you will negate? By seeing that they are completely different characteristics. There you will say, body is object, omact. Omact le aayenge, omact se bhi zyada we can bring up over there. And then seeing that Atma's nature is not omact. ये करके पहले negation करो. Negation करने के बाद क्या बाकी है? जो बाकी है उसके बारे में शास्त्र बता रहे हैं कि जो बाकी है, whatever is left now, about that now Shastra is saying that is all pervasive, that is free of all attributes, that has got no boundaries, that is not affected by anything, that is not changing. So even in personally when we are doing our own vichara, it is good to negate first. That negate, always remember, negation means you're only negating. So when, the kind of negating I do is, I will negate. At the same time, I will say that this is a wonderful gift given by Ishvara. Okay, because otherwise body can give its own reactions, because after all, ego is, the identity is connected to the body. So when we are doing negation also, we should do it very, very responsibly. So you say it is an instrument and it is a beautiful, wonderful gift. Thank you, body. Thank you for having stood by me all this time. Thank you because you are there. I have all these experiences. I have experience of wife. Wife has experience of husband. I have experience of family. I have so many wonderful experiences because you are there. Hey, mind, you are there. Thank you. Because you are there, I am able to now exercise my viveka also. Thank you. It's such a wonderful gift from Bhagwan. करके उनको पहले thank you बोल के फिर negate करो. negate करते समय thank you बोलो. And then sit back and say, do meditation on space and light. It becomes very clear. What is the nature of self? So I think our class time is over. बेचारा उधर पीछे से our दिलीप आया था.
आया हुआ है, but
जब देखा कि इतना सीरियस कॉन्वर्सेशन हो रहा है,
बात सुन रहा हूँ.
नमो नारायण दिलीप के इधर गंगोर वेदांत हो रहा था. Anyway, we will conclude now. आज तो हम लोग forward ही नहीं गए हैं, पर anyway कोई बात नहीं. चलो. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम. Let me set the next date, so I don't have, I am not able to run away from anything. ये मेरा कैलेंडर आई एम ट्राइंग टू उसको अरे यार कैलेंडर दिखा दो. हाँ. So on 25th I have to go to Rishikesh. So let's have a class on 26th. I have to see my physiotherapy. Either 26th or 27th we'll have class.
26 वैसे इंडिपेंडेंट रिपब्लिक.
और उससे हम लोग को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? रिपब्लिक डे में हमें फर्क पड़ता है? हम तो शाम को करते हैं. आपको सुबह में रिपब्लिक डे की टीवी देखनी है तो सुबह तो है ही है.
हाँ है.
So either 26 probably we will do because maybe my physiotherapist will be closed.
Okay.
So it will be either 26th or 27th. Okay. So I have committed now. I cannot shift out. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
27
Yeah? Okay.
Thank you. Shukriya.
Thank you. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Om Namo Narayana.